Okay, okay. Let's see the short movie of our dormitory for now. Okay. と待って。ストップ。サウンドシェア。Okay. あれ
流せないです。
これでいい
うん。
あ、ちょっと待ってね。音が大きそう。
It's AP House! So, I live in a single type room, and this is my bed. Over here, I have my table where I study and also place my books. But since there's not enough space, I decided to buy a whole new shelf. Over here, I have this table which I also bought where I spend my mini moments with my friends. And since I have a lot of clothes, I decided to hang all of them here. And also here. This is my fridge. It has a decent size for only one person. And over here are my cooking utensils. But since it's too messy, I will show it to you. And then a special thing about single type rooms is the toilet. It's a normal toilet. And then next to it, I have my sink where I brush my teeth, I do my hair, I wash my face, I get ready for school.
Hey guys, this is Koji and I'm an APM second year student. Now this is a shared room with similar amenities to the single type room. Oh no, there is no in-room toilet. But don't worry, there is a shared toilet outside, just a few steps away. Now for both single room and shared room, there is an air conditioner, telephone, and free Wi-Fi for you. And the best feature of this room is you have a roommate. But if you want to have privacy, you can always close the door.
So, in AP House, we have two blocks, AP House 1 and AP House 2. Each block has 3 buildings, so in total we have 6 buildings. Out of those 6 buildings, 4 are single type and 2 are shared type. There are guys only floors, girls only floors, and mixed floor where girls and guys get to live together on the same floor. And then what I most like about the whole AP house is the kitchen, where people get to cook and eat together. Hi Mizuki. Hi. Wow, that looks so good. So my favorite part is that there's a lot of people from a lot of different countries here, and I get to eat their food.
This is our laundry room. We have a dry machine and a laundry machine available for you. All it takes is just 100 yen. And also, we have a free detergent given by the school. Feel free to use it.
Since each room doesn't have a shower booth, on every floor there's a several shower booths for residents to use. Here, look at this one. There's enough space for you to change your clothes. Don't forget to bring your shampoo and your soap. Not to mention that we have a Japanese style bath in AP House 1 and 2, where you can experience public bath. I mean, public. You understand when you come here.
AP House has a lot of spaces for you to make friends, exercise, and have fun, like this basketball court.
This is AP Kitchen, where we can learn how to cook together. Brazilian food, Japanese food, Vietnamese food, you name it. Can I have one?
Dozo.
Thank you.
Now the lobby is probably the busiest area in each AP House block. Here, you can play piano, and here, you can meet each other to discuss homework and chit-chat. You can play ping pong as well. Smash! And billiard. You can also sign up for free yoga classes and other cultural activities organized by AP House Office. Take a look.
If you want some snacks or drinks, this is a small convenience store called Coop, a branch of the one we have on campus. It's open from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Here is the computer room, where you can use these computers anytime if you don't have a private one, right?
I feel safe living here because the securities are working 24 hours. And the door is auto-lock. In order to unlock it, you have to use your student ID card. And the visiting hours for non-residents is from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Koji, how do I get to campus from AP House?
It takes about 10 minutes on foot using the bridge.
Wow. What if I want to go downtown?
No worries. AP House is a bus stop in front and it's very convenient because the buses come every 15 minutes. 10 minutes to the nearest supermarket and 40 minutes to the central part of the city.
Cool. And that's it for today's AP House tour.
If you have any questions, please comment down below. We hope to see you guys. Bye bye. Ah!
Okay, that was AP House, right next to our campus. Mute ですね。
Shall we start now? We have about 75 people who have joined us. Shall
Yeah.
we start?
Yeah, we can start.
All right.
Greetings to one and all. I hope you all are in good health and doing well. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's webinar of APU, that is Ritsumeikan, Asia Pacific University from Japan. And I would like to invite our faculty members and our Dean Academics, Mrs. Achila Verma, to the webinar today. And then I would like to introduce our guest speakers. She is not unknown to us. She is our own alumna, Ms. Deepti Singh. She is Ritsumeikan APU India representative. And the second speaker or the guest is Ms. Yamamoto. And she is the admissions head from APU in India. And now I would like both of them to just start the session. And yes, ma'am, welcoming you, both of you.
Thank you, Tanushree ma'am, for such a warm welcome always. Thank you, Achila ma'am, and everyone who put together this webinar for us. Aisan is with me, and she is joining us from our campus in Japan. As Tanushree ma'am mentioned, I am an alumna of Vidyapeeth, and I have also studied in APU. I'm a graduate from APU. So this is a very special place for me, but we will straight away start the webinar. Aisan will share more information on her, from our campus about the university and our campus. And as we go along, I will be sharing my experiences at APU. And being an ex-Vidyapeeth, I hope somewhere you are able to connect with me, and my journey will make sense to you, and it will be enjoyable to you. So, Aisan, shall we start?
はい、そうしましょう。メラダムアイヘ。Thank you for Achala ma'am and Tanushili ma'am for today's opportunity, and thank you everyone for joining us. If you can turn your camera on, that would be nice to see your faces if you can.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, switch on the cameras, children, once so that we can see you on the screen.
Yes, that would be nice. Thank
I
you.
have one
That's so nice.
request. I have one request. So for, people are joining us from their homes. If you have your parents, who can join us at this time, it would be great to have them sit by you and see this presentation, because eventually whenever you are taking a decision, they will play an important role. So if your father, it could be your mother, any sibling, if they can join with you, it would be great.
Hi. Thank you, Kuyati-san, Hashita-san. Ohayo gozaimasu. Hi, thank you. That's nice to see your faces. Thank you very much. Okay,
Children, switch on your cameras. Let it be on for some time.
I know you are shy, so whenever
Zoom has a good bandwidth, so there won't be a problem.
you
Yeah,
feel
that's
comfortable.
nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you
That's
very much.
nice. Good.
Great.
That's nice.
Thank you. Beautiful. Arigato, all girls.
Yeah. Anuja Rastogi, please open your camera. Khushi Pandalya,
Thank you very much.
Sanya, Anjali Pratap, please open your camera, beta.
Very nice. Very nice. Great, great.
Jia, Arnam, please open the camera. Surbhi Sharma, Raksha Singh.
So as we
Yeah,
go,
that's so nice, so nice.
comfortable, you can turn your camera on.
Sia Bansal, please open your camera, beta.
Thank you. It feels more connected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let it be
Students are
on like this.
students are requested to put on their cameras, please.
Yeah, Divyanshi,
And
Kushi, please open your camera.
Yeah, whenever
Raksha.
you're comfortable. Yeah.
All right,
That's good.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, so let me
You can involve your parents also, beta. There's no problem if they want to see.
yes, parents are most welcome. All right, so let me introduce our alumni briefly. Three alumni. Dipti-san is the one, but also he is Ali. He graduated from our university in 2018, and now he lives in Tokyo, working at Dentsu. That's the biggest advertisement company in Japan. She is Anahata. She's from Chennai. She also lives in Tokyo now. She works in a cosmetic corporation, Kosei Corporation. That's one of the biggest one in Japan as well. And he is Sahil. He now works in India, Delhi, at the Mitsui company. That's Japanese company. So just to introduce, many of our Indian alumni especially work in Japanese company right after they graduated from APU. So now I ask Dipti-san to show another slide to introduce our university. How many of you know Japan? The name of the country, Japan? Can you raise your hand? Okay, thank you very much. ありがとうございます。How many of you like anime? Anime? あ、すごい。Many of you like anime. Do you know ドラえもん？知ってる。Great, he's very famous, very famous. ディプティさん、スライドシェアできますか？できるかな？あんなこといいな、できたらいいな。あんな夢、こんな夢。ディプティさん、can you share the slide? あれ、いないかな？ Okay, let me show you the slide then. Okay. Now can you see the slide, my slide? Yeah. Okay. So our university is Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. It is in Japan, Japanese university. But this is very international and diverse university. What I mean is we have students, 5,700 students right now in total, and half of them are international students, and half of them are Japanese students. And the international students, we have students from India, Indonesia, Africa, Europe, UK, very diverse. So 90 countries and regions are represented on campus currently. For the faculty members, again, around half of the faculty members are international. So we have not only Japanese faculty members, but from the US, from India, from other countries. APU is ranked 22nd in Japan out of 800 universities for Times Higher Education ranking, which is globally recognized. So that means our APU is 5th out of 600 private universities. So we are also renowned university. So this is the map of Japan. I'm sure you have seen, and I'm sure many of you know Tokyo, the capital city. APU is south part of Japan, right here. It's in the Kyushu Island. It's in the Beppu. It's around 1-hour flight from Tokyo. Okay. So I would like you to see the movie. We saw the AP House movie, but how the international students are enjoying the campus. Dipti-san, can you share the slide? The video. できますか? Okay, she is frozen, so I think I will share. ごめんなさい
Ring
ね。
ceremony, is it?
Sorry?
No more.
Let's go.
Like, why did you choose to study in Japan?
ラーメン一番好きですから。
Ramen?
ラーメン。
I like ramen too. I mean, that's a.
That was the main reason I came here.
So, guys, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Vivek Yogi and I'm from Nepal.
My name is Pradut and I'm from Nepal as well.
I'm from Rwanda, from Nigeria,
From Sri Lanka. From Korea.
I'm from Fiji,
From Russia. From Canada.
From Azerbaijan.
from France, from Finland, but I study in Norway,
The USA.
Germany.
From Uganda.
From Mongolia.
From India.
From Thailand. From Indonesia.
diversity. Like yes, being able to meet a lot of people from different walks of life and backgrounds. It is a very small place, but it's also very like friendly, and you have everything you need in the like around you.
And everyone is so friendly here. And so far I've found so many great kids with so many friends.
Family here.
We're a family here. That's great.
It's pretty amazing. It's very different from home, but you really start to enjoy the culture.
First of all would be the culture, I guess. The people are really nice over here.
For me, it's also the same culture, and I really wanted to learn like time management and business ethics from Japanese people.
I like to engage with Japanese culture much more in APU. Like I want to engage with the locals, not just international students. I want to engage in local cuisine, like local traditions, tea ceremonies, and etc.
It's so beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it here. I feel like at home. I don't see the like homesick. I don't. Yeah, me too. I feel like I'm at home.
Everybody's so friendly. Everybody's so just lovely. Everything is lovely in Japan right now.
Well, it's a very multicultural community, so I aim to get a lot of friends here and make good relationships with people.
自分はパラリンピック、障害者スポーツ興味あって、パラリンピックとかそういうのをなんかサークルとかできたらいいなって思ってます。
I'm looking forward to very many involvement and to learn new things from APU.
So that brings us to the end of today's ceremony.
We hope you had a great time as we did.
And congratulations to all the new students.
And wish you all the best for your future.
All that's left to say is
Till
until
next
next time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you were able to catch the grasps of APU. And just to let you know, Dipti さんいますか？いないのかな？ I think her Wi-Fi didn't really work well today. Okay, I'll keep going until she comes back. Okay, so that's APU. That's what I meant, international. Okay, go back to the slide. So what you can study at APU, we have two colleges. College of International Management, where you can study the business, and the College of Social Sciences, Asia Pacific Studies, where you can study the social sciences. Let me share the slide again. Okay, do you see the slide? Yes, if not, please let me know. Okay. So College of International Management, we have 4 specialization: accounting and finance, strategic management, organization, marketing and innovation economics. And then for business, we have AACSB accreditation, which only top 5% of all the business school in the world have this accreditation. So we are very confident for providing the course. And the other is College of Asia Pacific Studies, where you can study these 4 specializations: environment development, culture, society, media, hospitality and tourism, international relations, and peace studies. When you apply, you want to choose APS or the other one, APM. But once you're getting APM, you can choose these 4 specialization later on in your second year, third year. In the first year, you can choose any subject from any specialization. That goes the same as APS. You can choose any subject from this specialization. And then in the second year, you can choose which specializations you want to focus on. So in that way, our curriculum is more like American style, very flexible. So what you can study, business or social sciences in APU. Yes. So for the language, when you apply, the good news is you don't need to know any Japanese language. So almost all the international students come to APU without knowing any Japanese language. So for most of the classes are taught in both English and Japanese. So you can take regular lectures in English. But you're required to study Japanese language at least for in your first year and then half of their second year. So all Indian students have learned Japanese language, and like Dipti-san, after when they graduate, they're able to speak Japanese language. And then I introduced 3 alumni, right? Ali, Anahata, and Sahil. They are both, all of them are fluent in Japanese language now. So it's not that scary for you to learn Japanese language from the scratch. Okay, welcome back, Dipti-san. Over to you.
I apologize. Yes, disconnected. This is AP House. Aisan initially showed us a video of AP House, which is our dorm. Unlike the dormitory that you live in currently, these are mostly single or twin sharing rooms, very comfortable, all equipped. So you, in a foreign country, you do not have to worry about finding anything, to furnish the room. It's fully furnished with AC also. So there is a rental, which is 49,000 Japanese yen, which is approximately 25,000 rupees per month. But there is other assistance that is available to cover this rent. I will be talking about it in detail later. Yeah. So for first year students, we have the AP House facility. But in the second year onwards, you have a choice of moving down to the city and start living with your friends. At that time, you can share it with many friends from other countries also. So when I was in Japan, I had a roommate from Bulgaria and Sri Lanka. So it's again an experience, very different experience. Next. So, unlike India, we have an opportunity to do part-time jobs while we are studying in Japan. That is one, very big aspect of student life in Japan, because this exposes you to the real Japanese culture, and it also improves your language skills. And you become independent. You tend to pay your own for your own food and living there, which is big. So when I was in Japan, I was also I took over a few part-time jobs. I was teaching English. I was working as a teacher's assistant. Again, I was also working at a convenience store. So there are many options, and you can choose from them. So we have a very vibrant student life. You can imagine, since we have such a diversity on campus. We have so many nationalities. Every student comes with their own talent, skill, and knowledge. So we have so many student circles. There are about 110. You can be a part of any of those circles and enjoy those activities after classes. And we also organize multicultural weeks. So how do you experience other culture, right? So we organize one entire week dedicated to one country. For example, if it's a Thai week, we will be serving Thai food in the cafeteria. We will have Thai cultural performances in our auditorium. So, it's a deeper window to any culture, and it's a one-off experience. You won't be able to, so you have to practically go to Thailand to experience it, but in APU, you get to meet such people on campus. Okay, about scholarship opportunities. I hope everybody understands what scholarships mean. So it essentially means a tuition reduction, a kind of, so Japan, it is not a very popular higher education destination. And that is why Japanese government extends a lot of tuition reduction scholarships to foreign students. And they are passed on to students in the form of tuition reduction in percentages. So it can vary in APU, it can vary from 30% to 100%. And other than this, we have other scholarships also, which will help you sustain your life after enrollment also. I will be talking in depth about this. How much will it cost for you to attend college in APU? Next slide, Aisan, please. Yes. So, looking at this, you will get a fair bit of an idea how much will it cost for you to attend college at APU. So once you apply to APU, there is a screening process, there is an interview, and after that you are told how much tuition reduction you have received. So for example, if you're told that you have received 65% tuition scholarship, in that case, you will be paying a tuition fee of 3 lakh rupees to APU. 3 lakh rupees. Now, I understand that, many of us are paying way more than this for tuition in India also. Again, this is just the tuition. There is a living expense, which is approximately 7 lakh rupees per annum. Again, as I said, there are scholarships. You can be doing part-time jobs. So the total cost of living would be your tuition plus living, which is approximately 12 lakhs per annum to study in APU. Yeah, and with Pilani, we have one agreement with BBVP specifically. We will have at least one student who will secure 100% scholarship. One student at least. It could be more. It could be 2 students also, 3 students also. Every year there will be one student who will have to pay nothing for tuition, and they will only have to pay the cost of living, which includes your rent, food, transport, everything, which is approximately 7 lakh rupees. So, international universities, it's very common for them to have exchange programs with other countries. We have tie-ups in 43 different countries. So, let's assume you have always thought of spending some time in Europe. You can do that. You can spend 6 months at our partner university, and you will be paying exact same amount of tuition fee that you're paying to APU to have that experience. It could be 6 months and it could be 1 year. You can choose an exchange program of your choice. We have a list of partner universities you can select from. Okay, now very important, what after you graduate from APU, what are the opportunities available to you after you have, studied there? So placement, job placements. We have a dedicated career office. It's an office that is responsible to get companies on our campus, and they conduct interviews, and they recruit students on campus. So our students do not have to go out job hunting There's no Naukri.com. You don't have to, stress out about that. So last year alone, we had about 200 plus companies. So all these big names that you hear, Toyota, Nissan, Honda, these come to our campus and recruit students. So about Indian students, I would like to say that they mostly, choose to work in Japan. There are many of our graduates, Indian graduates, who are currently working in Japan, and they get trained there in the headquarters of all these companies that I just named about. And then they have an opportunity to either be posted internationally, or they can, in some cases, they have come back to India and they have joined these companies at a very higher managerial level because they are a point of contact between Japan and India office. So you can visualize your career, in one such position if you graduate from APU. So these are some of the examples of the companies where our graduates are working currently. I already named few of them: Nissan, Accenture, Google Japan, Sony, Nissan. All these are very common names in India now, and we have about 1,500 Japanese companies that are in India. So you could be working in any of those at a very instrumental level, at a very, at a managerial level, overseeing the operations in India and Japan.
Yeah, just one second. Children, those who have any queries, you can put it in the chat box, and Deepti and Yamamoto will answer your queries, right? Please put it in the chat box.
That would be good. Thank you, Ma'am.
Yeah, your children, you can post your queries and it will be answered at the end.
That would be great.
Yes. So, I will just briefly talk about my experience. What made me choose APU when I did? How was my experience of learning there? And looking back, how I think about the whole opportunity. So, this is just my journey in short. I was in Vidyapeeth. I spent all my childhood in Vidyapeeth. After 12th, I had very little idea about what I wanted to do with my life, honestly. There were subjects I was interested in, particularly languages, but I had no plan. So I came across this opportunity. I saw our prospectus, APU's prospectus, and I saw different nationalities there. And that is one thing that made me decide that, I don't want to limit my experience to India. I want to explore the world. And that was one big factor. Another factor was safety. I was in a girls' boarding school in Pilani. You know how our parents are. They worry about our safety. But the fact that APU is in Japan, Japan is such a safe country. You don't have to worry about anything there, not even regular ragging that you might experience otherwise. So safety was one big factor that helped me decide on going to APU. While studying at APU, I realized that the education there is practical in aspect. We have so many field trips, conferences. There's so many business case competitions that are being held every day that you don't just study in the classroom. You go out and really test out your knowledge. You have opportunity to meet so many people, discuss your ideas, implement them. So that is, one very big aspect of learning at APU. Again, whenever you're making a decision of studying abroad, the first thing that comes to your mind is the expense. How much will it cost? But you have to evaluate it in terms of returns you will get. So there are so many scholarships at APU. The cost of living and studying at APU becomes really affordable. And after that, there's so many opportunities available to you. Versus if you study in India or, then your opportunities are just limited but here you can be posted internationally anywhere, and you could be working in Japan also. So the opportunities, if you weigh it against the opportunities, job opportunities, and the skills that you achieve, I think it's a very high return on investment. Yeah, these are some of my photographs. These are some of my photographs from my time in Japan. So as you can see, there's so many nationalities in a single frame. So this is not just about making friends. You will have this network for all your life. So tomorrow, if you're going to travel, if you're going to start a business, you already know so many people in so many different countries. And network is everything now. Here I was a teacher's assistant, and this was my birthday party organized by my friends. So yeah, it's all about the experiences, and the college time is those 4 or 5 years are the only time when you can actually experience life in its true sense. So I think I was really fortunate that I got to experience all this. Okay. Now, being, at this position where I take care of admissions, I need to speak about how our admission process is different from India, and how it is in APU. In India, if you have to, when you're thinking about applying to universities, your main criteria is exam scores, of course. You have to sit for entrance exams, getting through central universities. So I went to JNU, and it's nearly impossible to find a seat in a very good university in India, I would say. And, the only criteria is your academic performance. But that's not the case with APU. In APU, we take into account your soft skills, your passion for learning, and we want to understand how you're going to contribute to this university and world once you graduate. All those things are taken into account. Even your extracurricular activities, if you are good at something, it's also considered. And I think that's a well-rounded evaluation that happens. Yeah, I have already spoken about education in India being very theoretical sometimes, but that's not the case. In APU. So in India, to learn research and practical application of the subjects we study, we need to complete our masters. In masters is the first time we are introduced to something called research, but that's case in APU. After 4 years of spending in bachelor's degree, straight away take up a job. You're ready for a job. Important distinction is in the job market. So in India, most of the jobs are very biased towards software and analytical skills, at least so far. I don't know how it is going to be 10 years from now. But at APU, after you graduate, you have global opportunities in different fields, and you also have opportunities with international organizations. So that's a very big difference, I would say.
Okay, so even if you hear about this university, you don't know exactly what it's like until you experience. So here's 2 chances for you. This one is the first one, Online Academic and Cultural Experience Program, which will be held in August 2nd to August 4th. But application is now going on until May 31. This one, you need to, you can experience the house tour and then cultural workshop with the students from not only India, but other countries. So you can actually experience multicultural learning. There's a lot of group works in these 3-4 days. So for you to apply, please go to APU ACE, and then you will see the details. For this, you need to apply and then there will be a selection. So this is the one. And the second one is open campus and mock lecture. This will be held on June 6th. For this one, you only need to register. You can go to this link and then need to register. And then you can join on the spot. There's AP house tour from 7:30 in the morning. I think it's too early for you. But campus tour, 10 may be a good time for you. And then the mock lectures from the business college and mock lecture from social science college. This one for an hour, you can kind of see what you can learn from APU. So we will send you this link later. So on June 6th, on Sunday, if you are going to sleep, maybe you can join a bit for this opportunity. ディプティさん、スケジュールお願いします。
スライド見られないんですけど。
どうですか? Do you see the slide?
Okay. Hi. Now. Okay. So now we will be accepting applications, for April 2022 from June 1 onwards. But I think for all the students who are currently in grade 12, who have just been promoted to 12th grade, the time to apply is October. So October 4th to October 27th is when we accept applications. There is a procedure, and Tanushri ma'am and I will be in constant touch with you for the procedure, but I will still explain it for the, if any of your parents are around, it will be helpful. Yeah. So our process of screening has two stages. One stage is online application. 60-minute online assessment. That is stage that you get results for stage 1. And then you get, you have to appear for an interview. It's a 20-minute interview, which is stage 2. After both these stages, you get the final result, whether you have cleared your admission to APU or not. And you also get to know about the scholarship. You remember I told you about tuition reduction. So you also get to know how much tuition reduction you are going to get. And based on that, you can discuss it with your family and take a call whether it suits your financials or not. Only then, after that, you are required to pay any fee. There are some documents that we would need for application. It will be your transcripts, your mark sheets for class 10, 11, and 12. You will need letter of recommendation from your teacher. But one more important thing that I wanted to convey you was the language proficiency test score. Since last year we experienced that it was very difficult for students who were in dorm at that time to appear for IELTS or TOEFL. I suggest if you are thinking of applying to APU, you must take the exam at your home, at your convenience. It's a very important evaluation for us. It makes a very huge part of screening. So it's recommended that you take an English proficiency test. Yeah, for other documents, I will always be in touch. We would need your extracurricular activity reports. These are the official test scores that are accepted. So for TOEFL, you must have minimum 75 points. IELTS, you must have 6, so on and so forth. But I will be in touch regarding that. So you don't have to really remember this also. We will be sending these slides to you. So yeah, this is my contact. You can be in touch with me directly if you're keen to apply. This is my number, my email. You can reach out to me anytime. These are some of the links, since you all are at home. I recommend you go through our social media websites, Instagram, Facebook. We are very active there. So it's a very good time for you to really explore APU. Yeah. Next slide. So we currently have about 70 Indian students on our campus. You can see all of them here. So we had an Indian week, like I explained Thai week to you, we had Indian week. So you become, you become part of this community and you represent India at so many levels. So this is one of those pictures.
Very nice week it was.
All right. So now.
Okay, I think Dipti-san's connection is not
in class 11, this is from Kavya. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
There is
hear.
a query from class 11th, Kavya. She's asking what subject she would opt for to get admissions in APU and what is the criteria for admissions?
Yes. So we do not have any subject requirement in APU. You could be studying science right now, commerce, humanities, anything, and both these streams. So there are two courses we offer. One is management and the other one is social sciences. Both are open to everyone. We do not expect students to have any prior knowledge of any of these subjects. What is the selection process? This is from Chavi. Chavi, we do not, I just told you about the selection process. The first stage is the screening of your documents and an online assessment test. There's a sample assessment test that is available on our website. So if you get in touch with me, I can explain it to you in detail how to get hold of it. And stage 2, after you clear stage 1, there is stage 2 where you appear for an interview. It's a 20-minute interview. And these are 2 stages. Yes, Achala ma'am, you're right. You could be from any stream and both the specializations are open to you. Is the scholarship for any specific stream? No, this is for international students, and when you apply, it's a total deduction from your tuition, not for any particular course. Please, I urge everybody, whether you are thinking of joining APU or not, you must, experience university lectures at this stage for you to prepare yourself mentally. Because, when I was in Pilani, I did not really have this kind of exposure. And I think we must. It will not only enable you to, make up your mind about what you want to study in future, but it's a good insight. It's a good insight. So please join us. It's free of cost. Nothing, it takes nothing. Just click on the link and attend.
I also,
yes. You could once again tell about the point, what facility you're giving to Birla Balika Vidyapeeth student.
Sure, ma'am. So if we look at, I will quickly share the fee slide. Yeah, so if you look at this slide, our tuition fee actually is 9 lakh per annum. You see, with no scholarship, you will need to pay 9 lakhs per annum. But to Vidyapeeth students, whoever is eligible for 100% tuition scholarship, and we have at least one student who will certainly get this scholarship every year. For the next 2 years at least, they don't have to pay anything for tuition. We have a set criteria of academic scores. Yeah, so if you have, been constantly performing well in your academics and you have been participating in extracurriculars, you can certainly target this 100% tuition scholarship. And those who have not been performing so well and you're good at other things in life, please don't be disheartened. You will be screened, and depending on your application, you could also be granted 100% tuition waiver or 80%, 65%, which is again a very good scholarship. So with 65%, I explained before, you will need to pay only 3 lakh tuition fee, and other than that there is a living cost.
We have a look at your academic grade, but also we want to know what you want to do in the future, what you want to study in Japan, what you hope to become, what kind of person what you hope to become. That's why we will have the interview with you in the screening process. So there you can express about yourself, and that is highly evaluated for the screening and then tuition reduction scholarship as well.
Yes.
If you have
Any
any
other question?
And there would be a recommendation letter from the principal also, right?
For
the
that
child.
scholarship. Otherwise, yes, only for 100% scholarship. But other than, if you're not really, aiming for that, we do not need a recommendation from the principal, ma'am. We would need it from any teacher,
Yes.
Yeah. Shavi, could you please unmute yourself and ask your query, which is very unclear here? Could you please unmute yourself and ask about the online test you're asking?
Online test.
Oh, right. Oh.
Shavi, can you please unmute yourself?
Online test as part of stage 1 covers which subject?
I think I understand the question, Chavi. So, Chavi, it's not a test of your knowledge on any particular subject. It's more like your comprehension ability. It has nothing to do with what you have studied in grade 11th and 12th.
Did it answer your question?
Clear?
I think it is about the IELTS she's asking. The online test would be of the language better.
Okay, the English test.
Yeah.
So we would suggest the students who are aspiring for APU Japan to go for IELTS or TOEFL, either of the two, and have good scores. Good scores will again make your process to be more easy. And secondly, your curricular and co-curricular transcripts are to be given. So be very particular about your co-curricular activities, participate in these, and whatever transcripts you have to upload in that application process. And while you go with the online screening and the online test, children, after your IELTS and TOEFL, you will have to go for a lot of essays. So you have to go for good vocabulary and essay writing practices. So you all can do this now. And those who are aspiring for going to APU can start having their IELTS and TOEFL test, online test at home now. And if you bring your scores to school, when you come back to school, when you join and you apply for that, your application process would be better. Your selection would be more easy. So this is the criteria. So you have to focus on your IELTS and TOEFL, co-curricular and curricular activities, academics also, and then your essay writing and your vocabulary.
Exactly, ma'am. And then for the essay writing, it's about what you want to study in Japan, or what kind of difficulties you have experienced in your life and how did you overcome that difficulties, those kind of questions. So if you want to know more about the essays, the application process, please do contact with Dipti-san. in the chat box, I added her contact, also related links, and then the YouTube links and the Mac Lectures Open Campus you can experience. So please do copy that chat box before you go. Yes.
I will be sharing those with you again, Achala ma'am and Tanushi ma'am. You can again, once again share them on WhatsApp or whichever way.
Yeah, the links for
Sure.
getting in touch with APU and the programs with APU, children, you will have to just see the chat box. It's all posted here in the chat box. The links are here, so you can go through it. And I'll be giving you all alerts on the career counseling cell group on the teams we have. Do go with the alerts also. I'll be keeping on alerting you about any upcomings or the new events. And I would suggest and ask everybody to go with the ACE program, that is the Academic and Cultural Experience Program of APU. The registrations have already started, children, and I have already shared it with you. Everything is there on the Teams. You can go through that, and the registration link is provided there. You can register yourself, and May 31st is the last date for your ACE program with APU registration. So you would be going with your other things also, IELTS and TOEFL, but along with that, you go with the other programs of APU.
Thank you very much. So
Thank you.
we talked too much. If you have any questions, please, you can unmute yourself and talk, or we can close for now. And then those who have questions, we can stay another 10-15 minutes. So you can stay and then talk with us.
Children, if you want to share anything or talk to the APU representatives, our alumna, Yamamoto ma'am, or you want to interact with them, you can directly interact now, unmute and put on your camera and just, you can talk to them, you can interact with them now.
Harshita is raising hands.
Yes,
Yes.
Harshita.
Harshita, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask that for the IELTS and TOEFL test, we have to appear while we are in the 11th and 12th grade or after that?
Beta, actually, IELTS and TOEFL, when you appear for that, it has the 2 years validity. So we would suggest you that you go for the test in your 12th class, so that the validity again extends for you, and you can apply for more universities abroad also. So you have a time gap of 2 years validity of that test. So you should go for that test in your 12th class.
Okay, ma'am.
But if you want, you can also have your Duolingo test, English test also. You can just have a practice, a mock test and mock preparations from now, if you aspire to go for all these international admissions. So you can go for the Duolingo test also and see your scores, and then gradually go for IELTS and TOEFL for the next year.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So about the cost, Duolingo is more reasonable than IELTS. You can also practice.
Yeah, I feel that is a preliminary stage where the children can go for the Duolingo English test and evaluate themselves, see how much you are graded and how much you're scoring. And then gradually you can go for the IELTS and TOEFL also. But those who are in the 12th grade, it's they can go for IELTS and TOEFL right now, taking a few mock preparations, and you can have your own good scores then.
Thank you, Harshita.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions you have for me? Maybe you want to talk about, anything. So stay back. I'm here. I'll be here for some time.
So children, we are giving you all the career alerts on the career counseling cell group on the Teams. You would be getting all the alerts there. So keep on viewing that. Any notification, if it comes, just view that and get in touch with us. You can mail me, you can call me personally also, or you can put a mail, just put a text mail also to me. I'll be answering all your queries. Any other query anybody has? You can just interact here.
Okay.
I think
In
there
case
are
there are
more
no more
queries.
questions. Okay. Yeah.
Chavi,
So,
want to ask
available.
anything, Chavi?
Somebody was talking. So maybe if those who don't have a question, if we are okay, they can take a leave, and then those who have questions, you can stay. If that's okay with mom.
Children, those who are done, do not have any questions, you can leave. Those who have question, want to ask personally something, you can stay back.
Thank you very much for joining us. ありがとうございま
Thank you,
し
children.
た。ありがとう。
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Have a good Friday.
Thank you for all your patience and listening to us and enjoying the session along with us. I hope you all will join the ACE program at earliest.
Thank you very much, Pushipendra-san. Kana?
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Guess. ありがとうございました。Wow. Swapna-san. She knows Japanese.
She knows Japanese. Wow.
She has lived in Japan, Swapna ma'am, Swapna Matthew.
Oh.
She's a psychology
great.
teacher.
Ah,
Oh, great.
thank you. Samya-san, thank you. Maybe lunchtime for you?
It's just 12 o'clock. It's
Yeah.
not lunchtime. Still 1 hour.
In Japan, we eat early. Yeah, usually 12 is the lunch time.
Yeah. Actually, this I bought in Delhi. Yes.
Nice, beautiful. Nice.
So Aisan lived in Pune for 6 months. So she is well aware of our culture, everything. And she visits us very often.
Yes.
Anju ma'am, thank you for joining. Anju ma'am is here. She's saying thanks. Ma'am, thanks to you for joining. I have so many memories of Anju ma'am, I can't tell. I was trying to speak to her before the session. So I'll connect with you, ma'am, if I can find your number.
Chupendra.
She was my accounts teacher.
Ah, okay.
I'll give you her number, Dipti. You can talk to her.
Yeah,
then.
thank you.
Okay. If you have any questions, please do. Please ask.
Pushpender sir also writes something in Japanese.
Yes, subarashi.
Really?
Yeah, one.
That's good.
Amazing.
How come people know Japanese? How come people know Japanese?
Internet has made the world very small now.
Oh, yeah. True.
If you have questions, please, do write in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask us.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes, please. Priyanka-san.
konnichiwa, ma'am.
Konnichiwa.
Ma'am, actually, I wanted to know that does APU tell us about engineering or something? Like, is it related to it?
Engineering.
Okay,
Oh, she wants to know about engineering.
Yes, we have only business and social studies. Yes. But we have sister university. It's called Ritsumeikan University. So we are Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. But there's another university called Ritsumeikan University. I know it's super confusing. But that Ritsumeikan University has engineering. Yes.
If you're interested, I can connect you with the in charge.
Yes, ma'am, I'm interested.
Sure, Priyanka. You can, if you know, you can take my number, and it's in the chat box, and you can get in touch with me.
Thank you, Mama.
はい、ありがとう、プリヤンカさん。By the way, the person in charge for Ritsumeikan University is Priyanka.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a coincidence.
So I was able to read your name confidently.
Yeah.
Any
All
questions?
right. I think
So, yeah. I hope we have clarified all your doubts, children, by now. And so many thanks to both of our speakers, Yamamoto ma'am and Deepti ma'am, for giving their busy time to us, rendering their services to us. They're always supportive, and we'll be in touch with you always. And if the children give us any query personally also, I'll be conveying it to you, ma'am. And we hope we all meet soon again and have more sessions like this.
Yeah.
Thank you all of the teachers and faculty of Birla Balika Vidyapeeth, and special thanks to Achla ma'am for her supportive efforts, always with us. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. It has been a pleasure talking to both of you, ma'am.
Yeah, it was an excellent session.
Yeah.
Yamamoto ma'am and Deepti. Very nice.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed as well.
Yeah.
Hope to see you guys again and again.
See you soon.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think we can end.
Yeah.
We can end here. Yeah.